Is exactly the word that Joel Kotkin has used to describe San Francisco. He's the executive director of the Center for Opportunity Urbanism. He's one of the great experts on American cities. He also teaches at Chapman University. He's author of the book, The Human City, Urbanism for the Rest of Us. We're happy to have Joel Kotkin on tonight. Joel, thanks a lot for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
So you noted the other day that San Francisco has more drug addicts than it has high school students. This is a kind of recognizable syndrome where cities become basically unlivable for normal people. How does this happen?
Well, I think it's been happening over the years. For a while, it was because the cities were declining. Then when the cities started coming back, they became very expensive, and a lot of old, middle, and working class neighborhoods were kind of undermined. And now you have really, in most of the really primary cities in this country, populations of young hipsters who will stay there for a few years, poor people who are dependent on the welfare state, and some very, very wealthy people. The middle class is literally becoming extinct, as is the family, in much of urban America today.
So this has all kinds of implications, but the truth is, as you well know, is that most of our important policy decisions are made by people who live in these places, which are, as you just said, completely cut off from the concerns of normal people, completely cut off. I mean, how can you govern a country if you live in a place like this? Doesn't it distort you?
Well, like Mr. Alioto, I'm an old line Democrat.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that there were some, there were some great Democratic mayors who helped turn around cities. Bob Lanier in Houston being a prime example.
Yes,
so
I agree.
It's not the politics. It's something that's happened. You even look at, let's say, at Representative Cortez's district. There's such low voter turnout that very small groups of militant people can actually win elections by being organized. She got about 16,000 votes in the primary in a district that had well over 300,000 Democrats. So what we have is that people are not engaging in politics. This is part of the sort of feudalization that's going on.
Right.
The middle and working class is just sort of saying, there's nothing we can do. So we're just going to either leave or we're just going to have to put up with it.
So angry, affluent children from Williamsburg get to make all the important decisions, like the least wise group in America gets to take control?
Well, that's increasingly happening. You look even in a city like Chicago, where they're now electing socialists to the city council. Obviously in Seattle, you've got this group of people in their 20s, early 30s, who are very, very militant. And in many cases, they don't care that the schools don't work. That's a big issue, too.
Exactly.
We're seeing here in California that we have some wonderful charter schools, but they're under attack by the teachers' unions. Well, if you're a 25-year-old hipster living in Orange County or in L.A. County, what do you care about the charter schools?
That's right.
You're more concerned with getting the support of the teachers' unions.
It's a vortex. Joel Kotkin.
It is.
Thanks.
And it just gets worse and worse.
It does get worse and worse until people get engaged.